Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're making tender, juicy, meaty, flavorful, and quick and easy meatballs. Let's get cooking. So these meatballs are super easy to make and they're gonna be really moist and delicious. The secret ingredient is gonna be a sofrito. A sofrito is carrots, onion, celery, and garlic all blended together, and then we're just gonna add that to the meatball mix. It's gonna be super easy and delicious. So meatballs need a binder and they also need to be juicy at the same time. So we're gonna take some Panko breadcrumbs, we're gonna use them as the binder, we're gonna add an egg to that, beaten. That's also gonna fortify that as a binder, and then we're gonna add in whole milk, and that's gonna keep the meatballs really moist. So now we're gonna make the sofrito. We're gonna start by giving a rough chop to some celery, carrots, onion, and garlic. Then we're gonna add it to the food processor. So the sofrito is gonna give this meatballs all the different flavor that you want. So we're just gonna blend it up in the food processor, and then we're gonna add it to the wet mix. It just needs to be like a rough chop. This is definitely the secret ingredient in making meatballs, is the sofrito. Not a lot of people do it this way. So now we have our sofrito in the blender. You can either use a blender or a food processor. Either one will work well. Now we're just gonna blend it until it's smooth. So the meatballs are pretty fatty because we used 80-20 ground beef, and we also have 1 pound of ground pork in there as well. Add some parsley, and we're gonna use a lot of parsley. This is gonna really make the meatballs really flavorful and cut through that fat. A pro tip when you're chopping up the parsley, you wanna roll the parsley into like a ball, and that way you can chop it really fine and really fast. So we're gonna add about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. And we're also gonna make a sample meatball. Whenever you make meatballs, you wanna make a really, really small one before you make a large batch. Next, we're gonna add our parsley. All of the parsley. It's gonna be a lot of parsley that's gonna go in. And then we're gonna add our sofrito. So now we got some Parmesan cheese. We're gonna grate about, I would say, a 1/4 cup. This is gonna give it a nice nuttiness. Now we're gonna get down and dirty, and we're gonna give this a good mix with our hands. Your hands are your best tools in the kitchen. Always remember that. It smells so good already. You can smell the garlic and the onions, the cheese, the parsley is so aromatic, it smells so good. And then after this, we're gonna give it a taste. We're gonna make one in a pan and make a tester and see how it comes out. See if we need to adjust the seasoning at all. And all those aromatics, the sofrito, it's gonna give the meatballs really good flavor, and it's gonna make them nice and juicy because all those vegetables have a lot of water, so it's gonna allow those meatballs to stay hydrated while they cook and they won't get dry. That's why doing a sofrito is key. All right, that's mixed pretty well. You don't want to overmix it. So we're going to give this sample a taste, and we're going to see how the seasoning is. Strings of cheese coming out of it. It's definitely got a lot of flavor from the sofrito. You can probably just use a tiny bit more salt and pepper, but besides that, it's perfect. Good. Alright, so our meatballs have simmered for 15 minutes. I'll put a link in the description on how to make the pasta sauce. We have a great video on that as well. So now we just made some pasta and we're gonna put the sauce and the meatballs in the pasta, garnish it with some fresh Parmesan cheese and parsley, and it's gonna be delicious. You can also use these meatballs for meatball parm. You can put them in pasta like we're doing now. Really, really, really delicious. Garnish it with some fresh Parmesan cheese, because why not? Extra flavor. Of course, some fresh parsley, give it some freshness. Pasta with fresh meatballs, red sauce. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave me a comment below if you guys make it. I'll see you guys in the next one.